Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Real Rap Reviews. This is JP Bonilla live in the comfort of my own home, and today we are reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, the movie based on the 2014 game. I remember it fondly because I was 13 years old when it came out. I remember the hype that it had. I remember it scared so many people my age at the time, and yeah, I played it and I liked it, but I never really went more into it. I just really played the first game and that was it. I do remember all the hype, all the YouTubers, and yeah, now it's finally here, the movie. It's been in development hell for a long time, like I said. It was at Warner Bros at one point, then it wasn't, and now it's at Universal, and it's finally here. Before we get into stuff, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and yeah. With that said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this movie. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. I did see this in my home, because it's on Peacock. I was thinking, maybe I could go to the theaters and watch this, but then I was thinking, I could just watch it here on Peacock because it's more convenient. I could just stay in my own home and relax and sit on my couch. I love the theater experience, don't get me wrong, but like, come on, when it's like convenient like that, am I really gonna miss on that opportunity? No, but yeah, so I did see it on Peacock. I know others saw it in theaters. I know that a lot of people said it was a very, very loud crowd. Lots of Five Nights at Freddy's fans showing up to the movie, not surprised, but yeah. Anyways, how was this movie? Well, like I said earlier, I'm not the biggest fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't hate the franchise or anything. I just, never really got into it after the first game. I know there's a lot more people that really, really love it and are diehards, and they've built a really, really good franchise over the years, so it's good to see that fan base get something paid off here with the movie. So with that, I think if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, you're gonna love this movie. However, if you don't really know anything about the lore or just the whole franchise in general, I don't know if you're gonna like it as much. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it, to be honest myself, because I don't think it was a bad movie. I don't think it was a good movie though. I think it was like somewhere in the middle. I think there were some highs and then there were some lows, and we'll get into it. So let's just we'll start off with the positives. I think this is, for the most part, a very super accurate movie to the source material. The animatronics are amazing. They look great. They're very faithful to the video games, and I love that so much. I love when studios just take it straight out of the source material instead of trying something new with it that might not work. So I will give them props for that, and they did well with fan service. There was a lot of YouTubers there that made Five Nights at Freddy's popular, like Matt Pat and others, so I know that the fan base got a kick out of that, so that's great. Love that part. That's one positive. This is the second horror movie that Universal and Blumhouse have released this month, and I will say this movie is 1,000 times better than The Exorcist Believer. I think I was pretty into the movie the whole time, whereas The Exorcist, I was not. It was boring, absolutely boring. But I think I was really interested in this movie. I don't think my attention was taken away or anything. I don't think I got bored, so that's another thing I'll give them props for. And the opening scene, really cool. That's how you start off a movie, That's how you set the tone and show how dangerous that Freddy and crew are. And the opening title card, man, if this was a TV show, this is one of those intros that you wouldn't want to skip. I think the intro for this was great. I really loved it, and man, it sucks that there's no Five Nights at Freddy's TV show because, again, this intro was just awesome. Absolutely great. If it was a TV show, would not skip it. It's kind of like Daredevil. Just such a good intro that you wouldn't skip it. I think Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies, and Stu in Scream, he does really well in this film. He doesn't have too much screen time, but I think he does really well with what he has. Josh Hutcherson is someone else that I think did pretty alright for the most part. And last but not least for positives, I think the soundtrack is solid. I think it set the tone pretty well for the film. And yeah, I think there was some good stuff about the film that I liked. Some of the comedy moments were fun, and I just liked those parts for the most part. Now, for some negatives, I'm sorry guys, there is some negatives about this movie. There's kind of a lot of negatives actually, I won't lie. So let's get into it. Some of the acting is kind of bad. It feels like they're reading off a script a lot of the time, especially the sister and brother that are trying to get money from the aunt of Mike, who is played by Josh Hutcherson, and it just seems really, really odd. It just was, I don't know, it just wasn't good. It really wasn't good acting from some of them. It was just really, really, reading off a script. Like, some of the characters are really annoying, like Vanessa. I really wanted to like her, but she's just way too vague, never gets to the point, and it kind of costs him at the end. It just makes things worse. And Mike, while he's played well and the acting saves him a little bit, I don't really like his character that much either. He's just kind of rude, and that's really it. I don't know, I just didn't really like his character all that much in this part. And yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Some of the characters, the aunt was another one that was really annoying. I could not stand her in this film. I know she's supposed to be hateable, but she's like annoying. Like, you can't stand her. I don't really know what she adds to this film besides just being absolutely annoying. So, did not like her at all. And yeah. Another problem I had was the tonal shift of the film was way too inconsistent. And I wasn't a fan of that, to be honest. It was really serious at first, which I liked. Oh, actually, the first scene was kind of goofy, but it was like a good kind of goofy. I'm like, okay, this could be a little bit cheesy and everything. I like that. But it was serious, and then went to goofy, and then went to serious and goofy, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And it's like, stick with a tone, Like, it's fun to have those goofy moments in a serious film. But when you're just like going back and forth like it's a game of basketball, it just really messes up the, pacing of the movie. And I just did not like that part. It's just made the movie a lot weirder. I don't know. Like I said, I wish I could have liked some of the parts in this movie, but again, it was just way too inconsistent for my liking. And spoiler, they kind of just move on from the aunt being killed, by the way. I know a lot of people pointed that out, but man, they never mentioned her again after she got killed. Like, pretty much, she was there, she got killed, never seen again. I mean, I don't know, maybe she's dead, maybe she's just knocked out, who knows? Like I said, she's dead, but I don't know that. There was no blood or anything, so maybe she's alive. Maybe she's alive and well and just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They don't really get into it. So we don't really know what happens to the aunt. We just presume that she's dead. I'm pretty sure that she's dead. That's why they had to reassure her niece, what's her name, Abby, that she was alive and just went to sleep. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she's knocked out and alive later on. I don't know. They never get into it. Actually, that's the second time this happened this month. The Exorcist Believer did the same exact thing. They just kind of moved on from death in such a weird way and act like it never happened. So, I don't know. Weird inconsistency with that. But they're pretty consistent with doing that thing in Universal and Blumhouse movies. So, yeah, that's a little bit weird. And this backstory of Mike, it was interesting at first, I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. But they hammered it down so much, dude. Like, if you showed it once or twice, that's fine, That's totally okay, I get it. But man, they kept showing it again and again and again and again and again. And it's like, come on, dude, we get it. We get that he has some trauma from the fact he couldn't save his brother. We get it. It's more like a show but don't tell type thing that they need to do. Because they just kept showing and showing and showing. But it's just, they don't need to. You show it once and that's it. I think if they did it like 3 times, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. But they did it at least like 6 times if I remember correctly. I don't know, it just didn't make sense to do it that much. And yeah, Matthew Lillard, another spoiler, he plays the main villain of the film. Well, I don't want to say the main villain, but I guess so. Because even though he doesn't have that much screen time, I think he only has like 6 minutes, I want to say. If I had to guess, yeah, it would probably be 6 minutes. And yeah, he pretty much, basically the story is, all the animatronics are possessed by children that he murdered. And he controls them to kill Abby and Josh Hutchinson's character, Mike. I almost forgot his name. And yeah, I actually enjoyed him. I really did enjoy him. Like I said earlier, I liked his character in the movie. I just wish there was a little bit more to it with him. And I think that's what kind of makes the film suffer a little bit more. I feel like they need to like put some more hints and everything. I don't know. I guess Vanessa was a hint since he's her daughter, or she's her daughter. My apologies. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I think they could have done more with him. But I think it was cool. He kind of reminded me of a Scooby-Doo villain, which is ironic because he was Shaggy. But yeah, I think it was fine. But the only negative, like I said, is that I would have added a lot more scenes of his character. And overall, like I said, I'm kind of mixed on this movie. Part of me wants to like it so bad, but the other part of me is just like, it's just not that good that I actually like it. So for me, I think sadly I'm going to have to go with a 2.5 out of 5 as my star rating. Like I said, there's some positive things in this movie that I really liked, but the writing of it really, really, really makes it suffer. I know that there was a lot of talk that the creator, he actually wrote the film and he actually overruled Jason Blum. At least that was what was implied in Jason Blum's interview. He pretty much had so much control over this film. But the thing is, I think that's why he suffered a bit, because he never had experience in screenwriting once, from what I hear and what I know. And film screenwriting is way different from writing a video game. And he probably needed someone there to help iron some stuff out, and someone with experience especially. It just kind of felt like a George Lucas type of thing, you know, like no one was there to tell him no, you know. It just kind of like put every single idea that he had in here, and he could have used some help. I think he could have used some help. There were some things where it could have saved the movie from being pretty solid, and overall, like I said, it just kind of suffered from his writing. If they make a second one, I kind of hope that he does get help with it. Because, like I said, there's a lot of good ideas in this movie, but it does suffer a lot from the bad ideas. So yeah, the final rating is a 2.5 out of 5. And with that said, before I end the show, I feel like some of y'all need to hear this, because this is the first time in a while I have heard a lot of people get mad at critics about them hating on a movie. Probably just as, like, this is like Batman vs Superman levels of like, oh, the critics are wrong. Guys, let me just be honest, y'all. You don't have to, you know, agree with the critics. You can like the movie. You don't need their validation. Like, if you enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's, but others are saying it's a bad movie, who cares? Because at the end of the day, that's your opinion. Your opinion. You don't really need the critics to validate your opinion, you know? Like, the movie might not be the best, it might be kind of bad, but if you enjoyed it, then you enjoyed it. Why get mad that critics aren't enjoying it, you know? Yeah, it has a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, but did that really affect your enjoyment of the movie? I don't think so. If you liked it, you liked it. You know, like, trust me, I like the Saw franchise, but let's be honest, all those movies are bad, but does that stop me from loving it? No, absolutely not. And I feel like some of you need to hear this, because, again, Rotten Tomatoes is not the end-all, be-all. You know, it's just a thing to kind of see how many critics liked the movie or didn't like a movie. 25% of the critics liked the movie, and, you know, it's just not a good score. But again, if you enjoyed this movie and you love Five Nights at Freddy's as a franchise, and you thought this movie did it justice, then that's how you feel. And keep feeling that way, because again, you don't need that validation, guys. You know, there's a lot of people who think the same exact thing, and the critics aren't wrong. That's just their opinion, you know. Again, If you loved it, then you loved it. And that's it. You don't need to get mad that other people didn't like it. They're not wrong. Nothing like that. It's just you liked it, you loved it, and that's it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that at the end because it is getting to Batman vs Superman levels where people are hating on the critics saying Rotten Tomatoes is rigged, and guys, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Come on, like even if you're a big fan of it, it's not like it's it's just Five Nights at Freddy's. There's a lot of great ideas in this franchise, and again, if you liked it a lot, you liked it. But yeah, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you love this content. Be sure to check out my other videos. I have one on Killers of the Flower Moon and The Exorcist Believer if you want to talk about how bad that movie was. Be sure to comment on there too, because I would love to talk about how bad that movie was. And again, this movie was way better than that one, so yeah. Be sure to check those out. Be sure to check out my other content, the Real Rap Podcast. Sadly, we won't have one this week, but next week we'll be back. And I have Real Rap Wrestling and my NFL Meme Mondays, which have been doing really well. Thank you guys for that as well. If you are a watcher of NFL Meme Monday, thank you guys again. Like, wow, it was really cool to see the numbers that we've been getting for that. So yeah, we're a small channel trying to grow, and yeah. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. 2.5 out of 5. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. If you guys disagree, let me know why. I always would love to hear someone else's opinion on movies. So yeah, with that said, this is JP Bonilla, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Real Rap Reviews.
No one ever cared what you said, but to say that means never listening to what mom say. Always had a dream on moving at my mom's place. Always hesitating when it came to putting on the wrong face. When it came to putting it on face. When it came to building up a better being, but a better being. Never been in the back of your thoughts. Never ever thought you'd ever see him, but I bet that you were heated, but you scream in the back of your thoughts. Nightmares and dreams in the back of your thoughts. Life with a meaning.